Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. Welcome to Political Science 121, Introduction to American Government. I will be your professor for this semester. I am Dr. Albert Ponce. A little bit about me. I earned my PhD in political science along with my master's degree at UCLA. Prior to that, I had earned my undergraduate degrees in political science and Chicano studies at UC Berkeley. But prior to that, I began at the community college at Mount San Antonio Community College, where I earned my AA degree in transfer studies. And this is one of the main reasons why I choose to be teaching at a community college, is to serve our students here and make it very accessible. And one of our new mediums, or not so new, is this online format. So I just wanted to take a few minutes today and not only introduce myself, but introduce the course, some of our expectations. So I will go over our syllabus that I will have posted and always accessible. This is our roadmap for the entire semester, and I tried to be as clear and consistent as possible and really streamlined our assignments and expectations for the semester, so we are all begin on the same page, we all remain at the same pace, and strongly. I want us all to succeed in this course. I understand all of us have lives and commitments. That's why many of us choose to take a course online, and I'm here to assist you in any way I can. As I mentioned, I'm here, like all other faculty at this institution, to serve you. So I will just begin by going over the course and some of the pertinent information. A lot of my contact information you see here. This is my phone number, direct line. This is the best way to contact me is my dvc.edu email. My physical office here is on campus, where you can come in and visit me anytime during these hours. If not, we can schedule any time around your schedules. I'm here most of the time. Okay, and I will always make myself available to students. But I also have an online office hour. If you want to chat, video chat, we can do Zoom, Skype, whatever format that you have, and that will be scheduled Wednesdays from 2 to 3. So a little bit about the course. What is Introduction to American Government? Most of you are taking this course are not political science majors. This is an introductory freshman, sophomore level American government course, which will satisfy your general ed requirements needed. And to begin, I just have a couple of quotes up here, thinking about, what is politics? Right? So if you look at the second one here, anyone who says they are not interested in politics is like a drowning man who insists he is not interested in water. And that's a quote by Gandhi, because I think that this encapsulates some of what people tend to think about politics and maybe have a negative view about what politics are. But what I want to really inform us all and really draw a focus upon in this course is how everything is political. There is nothing that is outside of the political. If we choose to not listen to the political, then that is a political choice and serves a political purpose. Maybe not for you in particular, but it concedes that the world as it is for others to construct it for you. So it does include you and every one of us, and for that matter. And that takes us to the first quote I have here. It is our duty. This is taken from the 19th century Cuban revolutionary Jose Marti, when he says, the first duty of a human is to think for him or herself. Right? So that is the thing. When we're thinking about politics is fundamentally about power, and how that functions over our everyday life and our life choices and why we choose to do certain things. And I will sort of delve into that some more in our first lecture. But for now, I just want to get into the pertinent information. We're going to examine the Constitution. You're going to understand where laws come from, how they are made, and even more so, what impact they have on us today in society at large. So examining the historical institutional development of the U.S. forces us to really confront how inequality is shaped. And that's one of the things that our textbook that we're going to be taking on really centers throughout each chapter, is this concept of inegalitarianism, how certain sectors of the population have been excluded, and how that functions through class, race, gender, sexuality, ableness, and so on and so on. And so our required text for the book will be American Government in Black and White, Diversity and Democracy, the third edition. This is published by Oxford University Press. I have the ISBN number there, and what you can go ahead and do, I urge students maybe not to pay the full price. A way to do that is just maybe to find a copy online. There are many outlets, from Amazon to outlets online, that will rent you the book for under $20 or so. There's also, I am trying to get right now, working with the library to get us, this is the latest edition. I have the second edition in the library reserve, which you can come and read that. And there are some differences when it comes to the exams. We'll talk about that some more. But I'm trying to get a copy of the third edition in our library. As soon, I'm making my way over there right now to we can secure that. The California Constitution, there it is. There's a free link, and also reading the newspaper. We all scan social media, and there are so much out there. So to try to make sense of what is real, what is not, what has a very particular perspective, what doesn't. So what I selected for us is to read is the Guardian.com newspaper. This is an investigative newspaper, but it doesn't have a paywall yet, and that's the reason, pretty much the reason why I selected this paper, because you don't have to pay for it. I try to keep all my courses low. I've achieved that in my political theory course, in my other intro to politics class, trying to keep it at zero cost, because this is an online course, and I use some of the online test banks from this textbook. I had to use this latest edition because that's what it's transferable to Canvas, but I'm working on trying to get this to zero cost and finding a proper text that will be suitable to actually learn from. So not everything that is free is good. So on Canvas, that's the medium we'll be utilizing. Hopefully most of you are familiar with it. If not now, you have time to access that and peruse it for all your courses, and that's you can link through your Insight portal from our DVC homepage. And of course, it's your responsibility to access, and in an online course, your time and organization matters here, and I've laid out a lot of helpful tips, I think, in the syllabus that I've taken from a lot of colleagues as I'm learning, and I've adapted a lot of what I learned from last semester to this semester to make it more accessible and more streamlined and more consistent, as I mentioned at the outset. And if you have any problems with Canvas or accessing any materials, there is a direct 24-hour hotline here that I've listed. So let's move on now to the meat of the syllabus. Our grading scale that I have here, gradebook, is sometimes off. Will sometimes calculate things differently, so I do not fully depend on it. I always verify everything manually, and one way that you can follow when you receive your points online is just to follow this very basic grade scale. This course is a total of 350 points cumulatively. So as you receive your grades, then you can just place it up against this grading scale and see where you're at. Exactly. Also follow along with the grade book, but this is what matters at the end, is how they are manually calculated. So the expectations, you can follow all of these. Of course, stay on top, follow student code of conduct. Here are some tips for this class, specifically online students. Attendance at the first class meeting. That means in our first week, did you meet that first assignment, which is going to be our introduction I'm going to get to right now. There's policy, links to our attendance policy, acceptable technology use policy, and lots of policies that I wanted you just to have direct access to right off of the syllabus. And here is how we follow our communication, how you can email me, what is the best way to get to me. As you can understand, I receive constant emails, not only from my online students, but from all my other 5 courses I'm teaching. And in person, I had, last semester I had multiple students who were taking my online course who came by, and we sat down and we talked and clarified some of the things that maybe were not clear. So it really helps to come and see me. Just come and see me, even if you don't have a question. Just come by and introduce yourself. I'd love to always meet, especially my online students, because I tend to only know you by name, but I want to get to meet you in person. And if my office hours do not work, again, just contact me. We'll do something about that. So here are the student learning outcomes, things that that we have to do our job for you to that you should understand by the end of the course. I also have a link to Disability Support Services statement and a link. So if and you require any resources there, I work closely with this office. Please go see them, and they let me know, and I'll satisfy anything that they really prompt me to do. And also we have undocumented student resources here. We have the DVC Dreamers, a link to the webpage, lots of resources. And speaking of political issues, this is something, as I'm filming this, it's something that's in flux. We wake up this morning, we are here sited in the East Bay in Northern California. And I wake up this morning and see that the Northern California has become a target for roundups, and many of them are undocumented students. So we have lots and lots of resources here. And the Contra Costa College District has issued a resolution in defense of diversity and inclusion to defend all our students, and here's a link to read that. And again, on plagiarism, most of our course will be, as once we get to the assignments, you can read that, but most of us are familiar with what plagiarism is. So now the moment you've been waiting for, what are the assignments? So the course assignments will be primarily on our discussion board. And these will be 8 postings that will be prompted by me by a certain question based off of our readings, and a minimum of 300 words, so roughly that's about a page and a half, and 8 spread out over 18 weeks is not that much. So 8 and at 15 points each for a total of 120 points. And this should read 8 times. What I meant to 10, because you're going to have 2 papers that will come in, but I will correct this typo. And I will probably correct this right now. 8 times during the semester. Our first post will be due by February 1st, and this will be your introduction, and I will prompt you on how to introduce yourself and also provide a question to get everybody to know, so everybody can get to know each other. Some of the guidelines for discussion boards are here. Be very respectful. Politics can get heated at times, but what we're doing is separating from opinion. We're conducting analysis. We are all college students, and we build our analysis and our viewpoints based on actual academic research. And that is what distinguishes us in here at a college from the pundits on TV and out there or on social media, or people we may run into in the street. And that's how we will basically guide our discussions on the discussion board. Then you will also be responsible for 2 postings that I call policy reflection analysis. Again, I will give you 1 issue and prompt you with the question, and that will be spread out over the semester. You will be responsible for 750 words, roughly 3 pages each, and those will be worth 40 points each for a total of 80 points. And then the exams. The exams will be strictly from the textbook. These will be multiple choice, fit 1 point each, 50 questions, and multiple choice. And these are pretty direct. They will be timed, because obviously you have your book next to you, but you do not want to wait to read it till exam time. If you've done the readings, these are pretty straightforward as one can get on a multiple choice test. If you've read it, you understand it, you should do primarily well. And these are just 3. So our final exam is just primarily our 3rd exam at the tail end. These are not cumulative. The final exam will not be cumulative. It will just begin where, the 2nd one ends. Okay? And here is our reading schedule and our schedule of assignments for week 1. As I mentioned, your discussion post, 350 words or more. I will prompt you on that due, and everything for the most part will be due on Thursday nights at 11:59. Laid out here, week 1 and 2, you have post. Week 3, we have our first multiple choice exam. Those will be due on Saturdays. Week 4, we just have our reading, and then week 5, we move to our discussion post. So you see there's not something due every week. I've tried to really lay it out, spread it out across the semester where we are not overwhelmed with assignments. But if you see this, I've really streamlined the assignments. This semester I do not have a long research paper. That's the first time I'm trying this. I'm splitting this up into 2 policy reflection papers rather than 1 comprehensive research paper, because this is difficult for those of you who don't have direct access to our physical library here. and we just scroll down. You see our reading assignment, basically chapter reading per